What's going on today? Wanted to talk about something that's pretty relevant right now as the quarter just ended, the month just ended. Today I want to talk about how to hit your quota consistently every single month, month over month over month. No highs, no lows, something that's consistent. This is something that took me over 12 years to figure out. I was a sales rep. I sold door to door. I sold cars. I sold software, high ticket. I've sold everything. Every single job I had quota attainment, and sometimes I didn't hit quota, right? There was times back in my early sales career which I really struggled in until I found what I'm about to go through in this video. So picture this. It's the end of the month. All the sales reps around you, setters, closers, they're scrambling. They're working long hours. There's high anxiety. They're not sure if they're going to hit their quota this month. They might be on the chopping block. They might get fired. But you are sitting with your feet up, you're chilling, you hit your quota halfway through the month, you're over exceeding quota, and you're probably already booking calls for next month to set yourself up for success. What I'm about to share in this video, step by step, is the exact tried and true process that we teach over 350 of our students to hit $3, $5, $10, $15,000 months consistently. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so in this video, we're gonna cover 6 high-level points, and I'm gonna get granular on each one of those points. 1, set mini goals, bite-sized, digestible goals. 2, you gotta know your CRM. 3, you have to know the product and the offer inside out like the back of your hand. 4, you have to pre-plan your outreach and be organized. 5, you have to understand your customer and the ways in which your company has helped other customers. And 6, you have to have a very dialed in sales pitch and you have to be practicing it consistently. So, number 1 is mini goals, right? The understanding here is a quota is something for the month, right? If you look at something at a month scale, it's going to be hard to accomplish it on a day-to-day basis. 99% of the world sets goals and they never complete those goals, mostly because they don't make it obtainable on a day-to-day basis. All you can do is live in the present moment and actually focus on what you can do right here, right now. So the best way to do this is to deconstruct your monthly quota. So let's say your monthly quota is 15 showed qualified appointments. That could be a big number depending on what you sell. How do I get to 15? What can I do on a day-to-day basis from an input perspective to get to 15? Because all 15 meetings is a direct correlation of the time, effort, and energy that you put into your activity as a salesperson. You're not just going to call 15 people, book 15 appointments, and all 15 are going to show. That'd be nice, but that's not how sales works, right? It's a volume game. It's about activity. It's about consistency. So understanding your metrics is very important here. Understanding how many calls does it take for you to book a meeting. Of those meetings, how many are showing, right? Easy calculations. So if you understand that if you make 100 calls, cold, outbound, you're going to book 1 meeting. You have a 70% show rate. So 15 times 1.7 would be 25 and a half meetings, right? So you have to book 26 total meetings with a 70% show rate to get to that 15 number, right? So understanding 26 meetings, 100 dials, 2,600 calls. Divide that by 22 selling days, and that's what you have to do every single day. Obviously, some days you won't book a call. Some days you'll book 2, but this understanding just as a baseline, what do I have to do activity-wise, something that's in my control every single day, and then just focus on the activity, right? So no matter how the day's going, I'm gonna do what I said I was going to do. That's the easiest way to hit quota, is make it day by day and don't think of it in terms of weeks or months. Also, this is going to compound the feeling of success. Okay, maybe I didn't book a meeting today, but I did all that I could do. Compound over time, create consistency as well as conviction and confidence in what you're doing, which is number 1. Number 2 is actually understand your CRM, understand how to use follow-up tasks and pipeline stages. So for the most part, you're gonna have someone you get on the phone, hey, I'm super busy, call me back on Wednesday. The reps that are gonna hit quota and over exceed on their quota are the people that are doing tasks and are being diligent about follow-ups, right? If you just assume that you're only going to call each person 1 time and cross your fingers and hope you get lucky, you're going to lose. You got to be the one that follows up, staying on top of people, and actually following up on somebody maybe from last month. Call them again this month. Hey John, I know we spoke last month. It didn't really make a lot of sense. Just following up. So you're compounding conversations that you had from time previous that may fall this month. So you don't have to totally rely on net new leads or net new opportunities or contacts. Actually be working your CRM, set it up in a way that's going to be working for your success. And the CRM is kind of like your sales Bible. That's where all your contacts, all your conversations, all your notes. 3, know your product, know your offer, know your service inside and out. The more knowledge you have about something, the more confident you can speak to it. So if you're getting objections or questions on those calls, you can actually talk to it without having to think or go back to your script or be like, shuffling or grinding, whatever that might be. You actually know everything that you're supposed to know about it. You're going to have a lot more high-level conversations with higher-level prospects, and you're going to be able to have confidence and conviction about what you're talking about, because at the end of the day, outbound sales is not what you say. It's about how you say it, and that comes from knowledge and expertise in what you're actually selling. Number 4 is actually pre-planning your outreach. What does this mean? Actually mapping out at the beginning of the week, beginning of the month, who am I going to be reaching out to? Who are the contacts, companies that I need to book a meeting with, and actually being intentional about your outreach, and don't just make it random. Every day you log on the computer, you don't really know what you're doing. Actually having a schedule, a list, top 100, calling those people every single day, every single week, every single month is actually what's going to get you booking more quality meetings in the calendar, because you're being intentional about your time spent as a sales rep. Number 5, leveraging social proof and customer success stories in your outreach. So if you're talking to someone, they may be skeptical of what it is that you do or how you're going to be able to help them. The best way to sell a product is by leveraging the other successes that people that are just like the people that you're talking to have seen by booking a meeting and actually purchasing the product or the service. So here's an example, right? So you're talking to John. He's a direct-to-consumer e-commerce business owner that's doing $5 million a year. Making sure that you understand another D2C brand around that size and the exact specifics of the success they had, meaning what was the result of working with your business, in what time frame did they achieve that result. So we helped John go from $30,000 a month in email marketing revenue to $150,000 a month in 3 months. That's powerful. You can use that in your sales, emails and calls. Hey, John, I know you have some skepticism here, but we helped a similar company, where you're at now, go from this to this in this time frame. Do you think it'd be worthwhile to just spend 15-20 minutes to just hear us out? That's going to be a lot better than you forcing something down their throats. You're able to just leverage other success stories. Number 6, the final point here is going to be really improving your sales pitch. The more practice and the more repetitions you're doing and how you're saying something, the more confidence, and I've said this a couple times now, is confidence is key. The way in which you say the words that you're saying is going to be conveyed subconsciously in the prospect's mind that you know what you're talking about, and you have confidence in what you're selling, which means that it's something that's good and worthwhile, because no one's confident about something that doesn't work, right? Or a scam product. You actually know that what you are selling is going to actually genuinely benefit that person and their business. The better you can be at saying that concisely to that person, the more meetings you are ultimately going to book. Hey guys, real quick, if you're a beginner sales rep or you're not able to consistently hit your quota or exceed your quota, hit the link in the description and I will personally train you on how to crush it in sales. I've worked with over 350 sales reps this past year, and we actually can help you get you a guaranteed job placement, or you don't pay us. All of our reps are making anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 per month. All right, that's it. Back to the video. Now, I said there were 6 key components, but there's actually 4 additional sub-components that I think are very valuable to hitting quota and over exceeding quota and just becoming a really good sales rep. Number 1 is time management, right? Time blocking your day. You understand when people are picking up the phone. Normally that's from 9 to 11 a.m. or from 4 to 6:30 p.m. If you're calling someone that's a busy business owner, you ought to understand that during the middle of their day, they're probably packed into meetings. They're not going to pick up your phone. And if they do, they're not going to be able to have an actual conversation with you. So blocking out your day and prioritizing the times in the day that you're going to have the highest success is really good for before hitting your quota. So call people for 2 hours in the morning, and then from like 11 to like 3 or 4 o'clock, write your emails, do your prospecting, do any admin busy work, and then get back on the phones at the end of the day. Now, if you don't have management over your time, how do you expect to be successful in anything that you do? Number 2 is nurturing those relationships. So once you have a conversation with somebody, maybe it doesn't end up in a booked meeting now, but actually being able to get valuable information from that call so you can actually follow up intelligently down the line is where you're going to exceed your quota, because you're compounding on all the conversations and all the interaction you're having as a salesperson. Number 3 is being able to actually track what you do metric-wise on a daily basis, and then being able to analyze that data to make data-driven decisions. So earlier in the video, right, I said if you break down what you have to do from an input perspective, that's going to directly correlate to your outputs, which is how you're evaluated as a salesperson. So understanding your metrics of how many dials it takes to make a booking, of those bookings, how many are showing, of the ones that are showing, is there any commonality, right? Is it a CEO? Is it a CFO? Is it a marketing manager? Who are the people that are really resonating with the message and your pitch, and how many people are showing up and which people are buying? Once you understand who those types of people are, then you can actually curtail and personalize your outreach to just people that are actually going to book and actually going to close. And number 4, something that's not talked about enough in this space, is actually your mindset, the way in which you go about sales, and the way in which you overcome failures. Because sales is essentially just sorting through a bunch of no's and a bunch of negativity to find the yeses and the positive responses. Majority of cold calls are going to be hangups. There are going to be people that are not interested. You have to be bulletproof in your mindset and be focused on your goal. That's why it's so important to be focused on your inputs, right? What can I do regardless of the outcome of that call? And just be focused on your actual volume and your activity, and having a positive frame of mind. Say you're making 100 dials in a day, right? 99 of them have been no answers, hangups, or negative. You have to still keep that same level of positivity and energy on that 100th dial. In cold calling, you never know who's going to pick up the phone, when they're going to pick up the phone. So every single dial, you have to be ready and expecting a positive conversation and a booking. So in summary, hitting your quota doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a mad dash that takes up till 5 p.m. on the last day of the month, right? Following the 6 steps and the 4 subsets that we just talked about is going to allow you to be the top performing sales rep that everyone's going to be looking up to. If you want to get better at sales, check out the link in the description. Go to the website, the SDR Whisperers, our coaching program. Also, if you go back to my other videos on YouTube, I have a student spotlight with a student of ours named Scott. Essentially, what he was able to do is he had a year of being an SDR. In the last 30 days of him being in our program, he made just as much money in commissions that he did the entire year before that. We know what we're talking about. We've done this with over 350 other students and other sales reps. We've been able to train and coach them on sales and mindset so that when they come into a new organization, or they are in the organization they're already working for, they become the highest performing sales reps without all of the stress and anxiety that comes along with sales. So if you want to get better at sales, we actually have a free course that's going to teach you how to do cold calling. It's going to teach you how to do cold email, DMs, overall appointment setting. It's totally free. There's no, strings attached to this. Click the first link in the description. It's going to go through everything that you need A to Z to become a killer in sales. There's a monthly coaching call where you can get all of your questions answered, and it's an actual community of other salespeople where you can network and connect with. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment on any other sales content that you would love for me to make a video about. See you in the next one.